welcome inside the MGM Grand here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum, directly to my right. Sponsored by Boost Mobile, money is power. And I'm excited to say this, Top Gun Maverick, starring Tom Cruise, only in theaters May 27th. It's not every day you get to mention Tom Cruise, Bob. Where is he? Couldn't he be here with us today? No.
But I'm really friendly with Nicole Kidman.
We have been waiting for this one for a long time. The WBC, the WBO Ring Magazine Junior Lightweight Championship of the World. Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson. We will be bringing up both of those champions momentarily. But it all goes down Saturday, April 30th. MGM Grand Garden Arena here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Feels great to be back after a trip over the pond to London. The undercards begin at 3:30 Pacific on ESPN+, and then our three featured fights on the network ESPN and ESPN Deportes at 7 p.m. Pacific. A huge middleweight showdown, Alejandro Ibarra versus Nico Ali Walsh, and a lightweight showdown, Esteban Sanchez versus Keyshawn Davis. Bob, this is a great card. We're in Vegas. We are back. A huge fight. How are you feeling?
Well, I really feel terrific. And again, this shows how boxing should be produced. You'll see in the main event two fighters who've had all of their professional fights with Top Rank, now facing off against each other. And on my right, we have two, in quote, prospects, one of whom has had extensive amateur background and is considered by many to be the best amateur coming out of the United States in many years, in Keyshawn Davis, and the other, a young man who had very little amateur experience, but now has undertaken the task of making himself a great fighter in the professional ranks, and with the idea of making his late grandfather, the first fighter I've ever promoted, Muhammad Ali, proud. You know, looking down from above, Nico Ali Walsh. And that's really great boxing stories. And we'll see that unfold on Saturday night.
Nico, I want to start with you down on the end. It's your hometown. Here we are, Las Vegas MGM Grand Garden Arena. How you feeling?
Honestly, I feel amazing. I think we all know at this point that the main event is probably going to be one of the fights of the year. Just extremely talented fighters, so just being a part of it is a huge honor, and I'm very glad to be fighting here at my hometown.
Listen, you had a big knockout in Tulsa in January, a close fight in December. What changed between those fights, and what can we expect Saturday night?
Yeah, well, you know, everyone has tough fights at some point in their career. I'm glad I was able to get that experience early on, and I was able to come back stronger, and you saw that in my fight in January. So now I've had the time to spar some of the best guys in the world, and I'm back. So this time around, I'll be able to showcase more than I did in January.
Alejandro Ibarra, probably your toughest opponent to date, chose not to be here today. Maybe sending a message, trying to mess with your head a little bit. You've been able to watch some tape on him. Is he the toughest opponent to date for you?
That's definitely not sending a message, not showing up. I mean, that's, if anything, that's not good on him. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't know if he'll be my toughest opponent. You find out when you're in the ring, and like Mike Tyson said, everyone's got a plan until they get punched, so we'll see.
Nico, I'm excited to see you Saturday night in the ring. We'll see you tomorrow at weigh-ins. Right beside you, Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn, your last fight, Madison Square Garden, and now we're here at MGM Grand Garden. What does fighting on stages like this mean to you? How exciting is this?
Honestly, I just would like to keep the performances going. Ever since, people put their attention on me, I just felt like I've been rising to the occasion every single time. Every time I get in the ring, I put on spectacular performances, and just expect another spectacular performance on Saturday night, as well as the main event. My brother Shakur, Stevenson, me and him been sharing this dream for years now, and I'm just excited to be fighting alongside him.
Do you feel any pressure? You mentioned Shakur, and I know you guys are tight. Do you feel any pressure that he's fighting right after you to put on an impressive performance on such a big stage?
Honestly, no. I'm just go out there and do what I do. And I feel like when I do what I do, then it's going to be a spectacular performance, as well as Shakur. So,
I want to welcome in your opponent here, Esteban Sanchez, 18-1, 8 knockouts. Gardy sitting beside you to do some translating. This is your first fight in the United States. First fight on a stage like this. How do you keep the pressure under wraps?
Sí, es la primera vez que voy a pelear aquí en Estados Unidos y estoy muy emocionado. ¿Por qué? Porque es también la primera ocasión que voy a pelear en el MGM Grand de Las Vegas. Para mí siempre ha sido un sueño, tanto como para cualquier boxeador que va empezando, quiero pelear en el MGM Grand de Las Vegas, ¿no? Entonces estoy muy emocionado y sí, gracias a Dios, no me ha afectado mucho el escenario, entonces estamos muy contentos.
The big stage doesn't impress me. This is my first time fighting in Las Vegas, my first time fighting in the United States and in MGM. But it has been my dream, like any other fighter, to fight at the MGM.
What do you bring to the table that can stop Keyshawn?
Realmente vamos a hacer una estrategia de trabajo que llevamos tiempo trabajando con mi coach Joe Vargas, y pues el sábado vamos a hacer nuestro trabajo, al igual que Keyshawn va a hacer su trabajo, entonces que sea una gran pelea para todo el público.
We have been working on a good strategy with my trainer Joe Vargas for a long time, and I'm going to do the work in the ring. I'm sure Keyshawn is going to do his work the same way, so the best man's going to win.
You have been in camp since the start of the year with a new trainer. What differences will we see from the first 19 fights that we've been able to watch?
Pues más que nada, mucha estrategia, mucha técnica, mucho cerebro. En México hay demasiado corazón. También lo vamos a traer, entonces todo eso lo vamos a combinar para dar una gran pelea.
It will be a lot of technique, a lot of strategy. We're going to combine all that with my heart, and we're going to come up victorious on Saturday.
Thank you very much. We're really looking forward to this fight Saturday night. Keyshawn, one last question for you. Earlier in the week, this gentleman right here, probably the greatest boxing promoter of all time, was on a conference call and compared you to Sugar Ray. What's the first thing that pops into your head when you hear those words coming from a man like Mr. Bob Arum?
I should come back out and keep fighting with that fro, just like Sugar Ray. But honestly, it really means a lot. When he said that, I never looked at myself like Sugar Ray, but when he said that, I started watching more Sugar Ray and how he carried himself and how he fight and stuff like that. And I'm just really trying to learn from the best. And like you said, Bob Arum is one of the greatest, as well as Sugar Ray. So I just went back to the drawing boards again, like I always do, and just trying to learn from the best.
Well, listen, fireworks Saturday night expected from both Nico, Keyshawn, and Esteban. Thank you guys for spending some time with us. Before we bring up our main event, we're going to let these gentlemen have a face-off for the first time this week before they see each other again tomorrow at weigh-ins. Esteban, we're going to ask you to come down here. Keyshawn as well. Bob, hang tight, and we'll bring up the main event. ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get this press conference started. As I mentioned earlier, the WBC WBO Ring Magazine Junior Lightweight Championship of the World on the line. Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson. Before we get to the gentlemen sitting on stage, we have a very special guest. Raiders star linebacker Denzel Perryman, get up here, sir. We have a little task at hand. Because both of these gentlemen are champions, we are going to do a coin toss to determine who walks to the ring first, who gets introduced first. Denzel, I'm going to hand you this silver dollar. This is how it's going to go down. Oscar heads, Shakur tails. The winner of the toss will walk second and be introduced first. Does that make sense, guys? The winner of the toss will walk to the ring second, but will be introduced first. It is NFL Draft Week here in Vegas, along with this incredible... You got questions? Speaking to the mic so everybody can hear you.
Oh, I walk to the ring second if I...
It depends who wins the toss. The winner of the toss will walk second, but be introduced first. Heads, tails. Heads and tails have already been established. Denzel, flip that coin, brother. Toss it up. You're going to toss it up. Hopefully we can catch it. Catch it, flip it on your wrist. Right there. What do we got? We got tails. So you won the toss. So you will be walking second, but I will introduce you first. Brother, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Raiders linebacker Denzel Perryman. Thank you, Denzel. Enjoy draft week.
I would have picked his though.
All right, let's just get into this. We've been waiting for this fight a long time. Oscar, thanks for joining us. Shakur, thanks for joining us. This is your 10th world title fight. It is the first one in Vegas, first one with a crowd. How's that make you feel?
I'm very excited for this. Ever since I was a little kid, I dreamed of these types of opportunities. To be fighting for unified world championships, to be here in Vegas. I'm just very excited right now to be in this mega fight. And I can't wait. I'm anxious to step in the ring April 30th.
Listen, Shakur's been saying multiple times that you didn't want this fight, you've been ducking it. Obviously you disagree. Why is this fight right now?
Because of perfect timing. It's a perfect timing. Shakur Stevenson is a two-time world champion right now. Myself, I'm a two-time world champion. It is a perfect time right now. Let's prove who is the best 130 pounds. Let's get it on April 30th. Let's just show it. I think this is the correct time to do it.
Shakur, you've been saying that a lot. He's been ducking you, he's been ducking you, he's been ducking you. Well, here we are. Is this trash talk now just to get in his head?
Nah, I speak the truth every time I talk, so I feel like he didn't want to fight me at 126, and now we here at 130, and he was trying to fight Navarrete before fighting me, but we here now. We can't keep talking about that. The fight here, I fight Saturday and already fight.
You've been talking a long time now that you're pound for pound elite. Does a victory Saturday night convince the boxing world that you've been preaching the truth all this time?
No, I never said I'm on the pound for pound list yet. I said that after this fight, once I get past Oscar Valdez, I'll be on the pound for pound list.
With that, you've been around a ton of big fights. A ton of big fights. This is your big fight now. Is this your moment to shine?
Most definitely. I've been waiting on this moment my whole life. Years and years of training since I was an amateur to prepare for this moment, and I feel like I'm ready.
Oscar, he made his professional debut on your undercard. That's a long time ago. Feels like forever ago, but it wasn't that long ago. Is there anything that you remember from that night, or were you just focused on your big show? But it was ironic that he made his professional debut on your undercard.
Well, just like this fight, at that time I was very focused on my fight that I had in front of me. I knew about Shakur Stevenson. I saw him in the Olympics. He's a great fighter from back then, and he's turned into a great champion now. So I don't remember it all that day because I was very focused on my fight, just the same way I am focused for this fight. Each and every fight, I take them very seriously. I just focus on one thing, just beating my opponent.
You guys have had some incredible camps. We've been privy to witness a lot of it. You have Canelo in your camp. You've had Bud in your camp. What was it like having Canelo in your camp, getting you ready for Saturday night?
It was great. It was great. Training besides Canelo Alvarez, on the side of him. There's always you can learn different things from fighters with great experience like these type. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, the ones who are going to be inside the ring is going to be me and Shakur. So it doesn't matter if Canelo trained me or teaches me different things. At the end of the day, it's who has the bigger heart inside the ring, April 30th.
Shakur, what about you, man? Having Bud in your camp?
When Bud was in my camp, Bud came and we sparred each other, but I feel like it's a difference with his camp because he had Canelo with him every step of the way. And Canelo was right there next to him, telling him how to hook, jab, and they was with each other every step of the way. So when I beat him, I'm gonna feel good beating him, Canelo, Eddie Reynoso, the whole team.
I asked him just a few minutes ago about when you made your pro debut. How exciting was that night for you when you made your pro debut? And did you ever envision this happening?
Oh yeah, most definitely. You gotta realize I was under his undercard, so I was focused on my fight, but I seen him fight in the main event, and I definitely was thinking about me and him fighting later on. I knew we was at the same weight, and it was always in my head that we was gonna fight.
And this is for both of you. You know, your record in boxing, your opponents that you have both faced, very impressive. Jamel Herring, Nakatia, Conceição, Burchelt. Talk about how those fights have gotten you to this moment. We'll start with you, Oscar.
Well, those fights have built us up, built myself up to have the confidence and the experience that I have right now to be the fighter that I am. So, yes, it was tough at first, but now, we're in this great position. All those great fights that I've had has turned into a fighter that I am right now with a lot of experience, and just, continue building my career, continue building my legacy. We all want to be the best. We all want to be the top pound for pound list. But to be in that list, you got to beat fighters, like in this case, go to fighters like Shakur Stevenson. So that's definitely the fight that we have to win to be in our big step to become one of the top pound for pound.
Shakur, talk about your previous opponents.
I feel like every fight is different. With them fights, they helped me to get to this moment, but I feel like Styles is different. He's not the same as a Jamel Herring. He's not the same as a Nakatia. You may never know. It might be easier than a Nakatia. It might be harder than a Nakatia. Like, you never know what type of fighter he is. So at the end of the day, once we get in the ring, we're going to settle it once we get in the ring. But I'm prepared for whatever.
Listen, Bob Arum was sitting with me earlier as we sat with the undercard, and Bob was still on stage, and he wanted to get off because he didn't want to be here for this. He loves you guys that much. You are both top-ranked fighters. You made your pro debuts with Top Rank. You've been with Top Rank ever since. You just fought Herring. Another top. You yawning on me over there? What does that mean to you? To have such a great leader of this company, have such passion and respect for both of you as fighters.
First of all, I personally thank Bob for helping me in my career, for first of all signing me, having the trust and having faith in me to become the fighter that I am right now, and making this possible, making this fight with Shakur Stevenson and making this main event card here in Las Vegas. It just means the world to me because this is what I've always dreamed for ever since I was a little kid.
I appreciate Bob, but I feel like he should have set up here. I feel like it's a big fight, it's business at the end of the day. The best fighting the best, so he should have sat right here and sat with us. You feel me? That's what I feel like.
You feel, that's good, that's great. Listen, Wally Moses, Eddie Reynoso, two incredible trainers in the game. Talk about your camp and the mindset that you guys set forth from day one when this fight was inked.
It was a great camp. I'm in the best shape of my life. My grandfather got me here. Everybody a part of my team, Jack, K, Dirt, everybody got me to this point where I'm ready to fight Oscar Valdez. However this fight goes, if it goes 12 rounds, in early, I'm prepared for whatever.
Oscar?
Yeah, we did a great training camp. I'm very excited for this. I'm physically, mentally prepared to go all 12 rounds. And like I said, man, I'm in the best shape of my life right now. I'm ready, focused, weight is on. I just can't wait for April 30 to step in the ring and show the world. Give the fans what they want. Good fight.
Oscar, you talk about this, the passion you have for Mexican boxing and the fighters you look up to, Chavez, Marquez, Barrera, Morales. How much does carrying on that tradition mean to you, those incredible fighters?
Well, I grew up watching these fighters. I grew up watching fighters like Marco Antonio Barrera versus Eddie Morales. And they inspired me. They inspired me to be the fighter that I am right now. And I want to continue growing to the same way, inspire the new generation the same way they inspired me. So, to become somebody like Eddie Morales or Marco Antonio Barrera, Fabio Marquez, you got to go through fighters like Shakur Stevenson with good names, good recognition, when they have their belts on the line, undefeated records. this is a great opportunity for me to try to become something close to what my idols did.
Shakur, I hear there's going to be a Puerto Rican flag on your trunks in the ring. Talk about that for a minute and what that means to you.
My father is Puerto Rican, even though he's like not here with us no more. But I got part Puerto Rican in me, so I gotta be myself. And this fight was mainly about being myself. Put my nickname on my trunks too, so everybody could see what my family been calling me for years and all that too. So I just want to be authentic at the end of the day, and I want to keep being myself.
We're hearing a lot about the difference in styles that we're going to see, obviously, on Saturday night. And you've said it now 2 or 3 times, just sitting here, that we got to go through Shakur. Are we going to see that aggressive Oscar that we're accustomed to and bring the fight to Shakur Saturday night?
Well, when I fight with Shakur, you never know. We got, we can bang with the bang, we can box with the box. It all really depends what Shakur brings to the table.
I think that's BS.
What do you think?
I think he's coming to bang. That's it. I think he's trying to trick me into thinking he's about to try to box me and be technical, but I'm not falling for that. So,
what are you ready for?
I'm ready for the Oscar Valdez who go in there throwing all them hooks and putting pressure.
You ready for that?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Oscar, you ready?
I'm ready. I've been training. I've been ready for quite some time, and I just can't wait. Just can't wait to step in the ring.
Listen, tomorrow we weigh in. The talking is now. You got anything left to say before we wrap up?
I just hope you're ready, Oscar.
You got anything left to say before we wrap up?
I'm ready.
This room is ready. The energy in this building right now, to everybody watching, is electric. And I know everybody in this room wants to get a couple words in with you. So we're going to ask you now, gentlemen, to leave those microphones on your chairs, and we're going to give you the first face-off of the week. We've been waiting for this one a long time, ladies and gentlemen. It is the WBC, the WBO Ring Magazine Junior Lightweight Championships of the World, Saturday, April 30th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson, 2 kings, 1 crown. It is the Unified Junior Lightweight Championship of the World, Saturday, April 30th, MGM Grand Garden Arena. As always, this is boxing, this is Top Rank. We will see you tomorrow for the weigh-ins.
Time you want it, you can get it. Any motherfucking time you want it. Go back to your seat. You got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. He's a mother buster, homeboy. motherfucking son, bro, real quick. Make you my motherfucking son, bitch.